Hello and welcome to another episode of the Elite Smart Athletes Lab Rat series, where I test out different workouts on myself so that you know where to best invest your money and your time on your journey to unlocking your inner athlete. In today's review, as you can probably guess by the title, we're going to be reviewing the PJF Vert Code Bodyweight program. It's a 3-month vertical jump training program. And obviously during this whole quarantine lockdown period that we've been in, there's been a lot of bodyweight programs to try out, so I thought why not try and get some bounce in this time. So from June through to the end of August, I was on this program. I did everything as he set out, and I will go through the results and my opinions on the program now. But before we get into the video, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of that typical YouTuber stuff. Do it, help me out, come on. So I'm going to be reviewing 5 different aspects of this program, starting off with the cost. Then we'll go on to look at the user interfaces that come with the program. We'll then look at the coaching that you receive within the program, the actual workout programming itself, and finally the potential for progress as you continue through your 3 months on the Vert Code Bodyweight. For each of these 5 categories, I'll give them a score out of 10, and then once I've got all the scores, I'll do an average to give the whole program an overall average in the review. Disclaimer, these are purely my opinions based off of my experience during the program. So some people might find it better than I did, some people might find it worse, but this is just my opinion and how I would rate every different aspect that I think is the most important. So starting off with the cost, the Vert Code Bodyweight cost $85, and that's a one-off price, which converted to roughly £69.03 for my UK people. You have that program for the lifetime of the program. So when you purchase it, you'll see that it says lifetime. That doesn't mean your lifetime, it means the lifetime of the program. So he could decide to take the program down at any point. Unlikely that he would, but he could decide to. But essentially you have a program for a long time. You can use it as many times as you want to. Now £69, when I look at that compared to how much I would pay for my gym membership, I pay around £20 a month. So for a 3-month program, paying £69, that's £9 more than my gym membership, which is reasonable. That would just be an extra £3 a month. So I can live with that. However, if you are into what PJF Performance does, because he is one of the leading athletic performance coaches that you'll probably see on social media, you know that he has a whole host of different workout programs. And when you join the Vert Code Bodyweight, you only have access to the Bodyweight program. You don't have access to then go on to the elite version of the Vert Code. So after those 3 months, if you want to progress, you would have to end up paying more. Nevertheless, because it is only £3 more per month than I would normally pay to go to the gym, I would say that this cost is a good price, and you are getting a lot of bang for your buck in terms of the resources you have access to, which I will dive into later on into this review. So for that reason, I would rate the cost at an 8 out of 10. Now moving on to the user interfaces. So there is a PJF Performance website and app, so that's already a plus because it's good for you to have an app to be able to work out with it on the go. As soon as you sign up to your program, there is an introductory video that essentially explains the whole program and how it will work over the next 3 months, which it was quite long, but it was also very in-depth. So I thought that was a really good feature to have. And when it comes to working out, there's actually rest timers on the app. So you don't have to use your own timers at all. The app comes with rest timers linked to each exercise. And within the app, you're also able to reorder exercises if perhaps there are 2 exercises that you think pair better together. And you also get email reminders about if you've missed a workout or if you're still yet to complete your workout for the day, plus any new products that PJF produces throughout the course of your program. Now I did have some technical issues when it came to the app, like it would double up some of my workouts, or sometimes it wouldn't log what I did, it wouldn't do the correct time, or it wouldn't show the correct amount of calories that I've burned. But the fact that all these features are there is still amazing to me because it is trying to be as comprehensive as possible and allow you to just use the app whilst working out without having to go into any other thing. There were also times where, let's say I went off the app or my phone locked, it would pause the whole workout, and then when I came back into it, it would say that I've completed a whole set when I haven't, and it would just kind of throw off how smooth my workout was going, just a little bit. And also, I like to work out with music. It's proven that music can help you work out more efficiently. And there's times where especially if you have headphones in, if you're listening to music and a timer goes off, it will pause your music, and then you've got to go out of the app to restart your music. But then when you go out of the app, it pauses the whole workout and, ruins that smoothness that I was talking about before. So there were little issues like that, which I don't think emailing the tech support team would have been able to help. I think it's just the way the app was designed. Nevertheless, I do think that the app was really good. And especially when you go to the website has exactly what the app has for the most part, if I can remember correctly. So there isn't much of a difference between using the website or using the app, which again, amazing to me. So if I had to score the user interfaces, which I do because I decided to make this video, I would give the user interfaces an 8.5 out of 10. So let's talk about the coaching that you get within this app, because if you follow PJF Performance, he's very good at speaking as a coach and very good at explaining things to you, especially from the scientific standpoint. It is a generalized program, so he's already pre-recorded all the videos for the app. There's no virtual coaching that you're receiving. However, there are so many videos and you have access to quite a lot. So even though I said you don't have access to the other programs, this program comes with additional resources. So there's things like a recovery protocol, a nutrition guide, ways to measure your vertical, and a whole host of other additional resources that you have access to, as well as the actual exercise videos for the program. Now, as with any other online training program, I'd recommend that you watch all the coaching videos for your workouts before you do the workouts, essentially hopefully a day before you do the workouts, and he also encourages that, which is a plus. And although some of the additional resources videos are extremely long, the actual workout videos aren't too long. They're long enough to get the detail in there for you to actually understand, and low-key you feel like you're learning because it's almost like a mini lecture, but he's also performing at the same time, and you're learning more about your body as you continue to watch these videos. But they're also short enough for you to keep attention and remember the details whilst you're doing the workout. And if you are doing a workout and you need to refer back, you can quickly go through it and find what you need to find. So I think these videos were structured really well. Also, for all the exercises, there are additional notes where there needs to be. So if there's a particular point that he said in a video that was key to remember, he'll write a note that you can expand on the app or website whilst you're doing the workout. So again, you're receiving that coaching through that way. And lastly, there's actually music with the videos. And as I said earlier, training with music, it can boost your efficiency during a workout. There are studies to prove this. So having music going along with the videos makes a big difference to the vibe of your workout. So if I had to score the coaching, I would give it a 9 out of 10, just purely because you don't get that virtual coaching in terms of live one-to-one coaching. But besides that, everything else is immaculate, spot on. So now let's look at the workout program itself. So PJF has explained that he designed this program initially to be for youth athletes. I assume people that haven't started lifting weights yet. So probably athletes from maybe the age of 10 up until about 16, 17. However, doing this as a 25-year-old man, I can tell you that I probably couldn't do this at age 12, I probably couldn't do it at 14, and I probably couldn't do it at 16 yet. Maybe at 16 I would have been comfortable with it if I stuck with it for a whole year, but me as an average athlete anyway, there was no way I was going to be able to do that at that age, so it's tough. Don't think that because he's devised it for youth athletes, you cannot do it. He even explained that over the quarantine period that a lot of professional athletes that weren't able to access their gyms or facilities, they jumped on the program and saw gains, because since he has designed it for younger players, there's a lot of foundational work that's done in the earlier stages of the program. So any imbalances that you might have had, that you've carried for years, you're starting to challenge them and you're starting to improve them with certain exercises. The sets, reps, and rest times are all listed, which is perfect because it means you can make your workout as efficient as possible, especially if you're low on time. You're also encouraged to stop particular ranges of motion or any exercises that cause joint pain that isn't natural muscular burnout pain, which again I think is great because it means that even though you're not getting that live one-to-one coaching, he is making sure that you are taking care of your body. You have to self-assess, and that's key, because the more self-aware we become, the more mature we grow. There's the term training age that's thrown out there, and you can almost advance your training age the more self-aware you become, even if you don't necessarily have the years of training under your belt. Or vice versa, if you have years of training but it's years of bad training, you can rectify the bad training by becoming more self-aware and using these tips. The program is structured such that there are 4 phases. Phase 1 lasts 2 weeks, phase 2 lasts 2 weeks, phase 3 is a month, and phase 4 is a month. So you're progressively getting longer as the phases go on, but you're also building, and the exercises change from phase to phase. The reps ramp up. So within a phase, let's say phase 1, if you're doing 3 reps on an exercise in the first week, in the second week you might be doing 4 reps. And maybe that same exercise carries through the whole program. By the end of the program, you're doing 10 reps. So you've gone from 3 to 10. And as long as you're not feeling that joint pain, then you've actually managed to increase reps, which will hopefully help your performance when it comes to vertical jump. And again, speaking of joint pain, because that's one of my favorite topics, real close to my heart. There were deload days included halfway through the program. So after phase 2, the beginning of phase 3 is actually 2 deload days. And what he means by that is they're not off days, but they're days where you are not doing the program. You have to do something else. So whether that's mobility, just some light aerobic conditioning, if it's foam rolling, or perhaps playing another sport. So something that doesn't involve jumping, because you're doing so many reps of jumps that obviously, even if you are healthy, that can start to take a toll on your body and especially on your joints. And of course, he's trying to avoid you having joint pain. So these deload days that were included were really beneficial, because I didn't know they were going to come up. The way that it's structured on the app, you sign up to each phase and you can only log 1 phase at a time. Of course, I could have looked ahead and saw what was on it, but obviously I was only looking at what I was logging. So those deload days came in clutch. There were still a few exercises that needed specific equipment, even though this is a bodyweight program, or you needed a specific way of doing it, and you just had to find a way to do it. But overall, the workout program, again, I didn't have a fault for any particular exercise. There was lots of extra things incorporated, from core mobility work to building up your feet and ankles and toes. So overall, I would score the workout program at a 9.5 out of 10. And lastly, let's look at the potential for progress on the Vert Code Bodyweight, because there's no point in doing this program if your balance isn't going to get better. So with this program, I don't think he's included any gimmicks. And what I mean by that is that if you do everything correctly, it's almost impossible not to see progress. Just because of the way that he's structured in your rest, he's structured in all the extra aspects of it. He's really broken everything down to a science. So the only limiting factor will be yourself. And having said that, he does also explain that perhaps the stage you're at in your athletic career will affect whether you see jump gains. However, that doesn't mean you haven't progressed. So here's a little insight into the program. So he says that if you're at a younger training age, or if you are, relatively young in your sports career, you're probably going to see a continual increase in your vertical jump. However, if you're someone like me who's had knee pain forever, maybe going to tail off on a program like this, because you are overloading your joints quite a lot. So with that, if you are able to maintain your jump height, that's actually a good thing. That's progress. Because I remember when I got to the age of about 22 years old, that was the first time in my life where my jump actually decreased. So if you're able to maintain your vertical at the same level, then that's actually progress. So you just need to think of it in a different way. Don't think of it as, oh, my numbers haven't increased, but maybe maintenance is really what I need to do, and I just need to stop a decline. And perhaps if you're further along your journey, maybe it's just there is a decline, but you're slowing the rate of the decline, and that is still progress. Nevertheless, even with my faulty knees, I still saw actual jump gains. Like, I saw my vertical increase. So I did a couple, let's say, bro science measurements, where I just measured where my hand reached on the wall outside my garden, and then I recorded the jump. I looked at where my hand reached on the camera, and then I measured the difference between the two. So I did a couple measurements like that, but I also used an app called the My Jump app to also measure my jump height, and it essentially just uses your flight time, so the time that you're in the air, to actually calculate how high you jumped based on the information that you've given it, such as the length of your legs or how heavy you are and things like that. So I used both methods of measuring my vertical height because I don't have a Vertec, I don't have the official equipment to measure vertical height, and I still saw gains on both. So to me, that tells me this program can work, especially with the knees I've got. However, I did have to pay close attention to the knee pain protocols. So if you jump on the program, there are some certain protocols that you have to listen to if you do have joint pain like I do. I paid very close attention to that, and I was able to still see gains. So for that reason, I would definitely score the potential for progress at a 10 out of 10, because it is all up to you if you want to see that progress. And so, looking at all the scores, you'll see that I've given the Vert Code Bodyweight by PJF Performance a 9 out of 10 overall. Because again, I think it's a great program. The potential for progress was there. He's done it into 4 phases so that you can progressively get better with your vertical jump. You're able to measure in different ways. There's just so much that comes with the program. To top it off, the price isn't as bad as some other programs for what you're getting and for how long the program is. So there weren't really many issues that I had with this program. It's definitely one that I would recommend to anyone who potentially has taken some time off of being in the gym or hasn't played basketball for a while and is trying to get themselves back into an athletic routine and getting used to the forces of jumping. I think it will keep you maintained during a period of no sport. Anyway, that's the end of the review. That's today's video done. The next review I've got coming for you will be Fat Don't Fly. PJF Performance just released Fat Don't Fly a couple of days ago, so it's a program that I'm going to test out for you guys just to see whether 1, I can lose some weight, and 2, I can gain some bounce. Although I've seen some vertical jump gains, I believe there's always more. So till next time, stay blessed. If you like this video, just give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and of course follow us on all of our social media platforms. Until next time, stay blessed.